There is something uniquely beautiful and fascinating about the Land of Oz, isn't there? There's a lot of fantasy stories out there, but there's something about this one that just sticks out to me. I'm going to try to explain in this video what I think makes the Land of Oz special, and also what makes it stick out to other fantasy lands. It'll also sort of serve as an introduction to my channel. So, hi, my name is Bryson. I'm 19 years old, and I've loved The Wizard of Oz for as long as I can remember. I've always been enamored by it. The movie, the book, just the entire lore of it, the whole scope of Oz. I used to dress up as the Scarecrow all the time. I would go around finding Easter straw and stuff it up my shirt and make it fall out again just so I could be like that character. I would do the deleted dance number over and over again. If anyone ever wanted me to do the dance, I could do it on the spot. I knew the entire thing by heart. I would bounce around the furniture like it was the set from the movie. I'd jump as high as I possibly could. I would torture my knees just to be like the Scarecrow. And I'd like to think that Ray Bolger would have been a little bit amused at that. I'd sit around with the little Wizard of Oz calendar and just sing every single song from the movie until my voice gave out. Anytime I was at a library, I immediately went to go search for Oz books. Even before I could read, I tried to get my hands on them and flip through the pages. And some of my absolute favorite memories were going to the Land of Oz theme park in North Carolina. I fully intend on making a whole other video about that place. But when it all comes down to it, Oz just means so much to me as a whole. I'm going to talk about my own troubles here for the sake of a more clear conclusion. I have extreme anxiety issues. It affects me daily. Sometimes it can essentially ruin my life. But when I go outside, I see nature, I just imagine it's Oz. I imagine the idea Oz is out there somewhere. Or I'll listen to Over the Rainbow, read one of the books, watch one of the movies, and I'll feel better. There's something so undeniably relatable about the story of someone who feels bored with their dull life, fed up with the stress of it, the anxieties of it, just wanting to get somewhere where there isn't any trouble or problems. A more innocent place, an escape. Because that's a lot of what Oz is, an escape, an idealized version of the world. But what about L. Frank Baum's creation makes it such an ideal escape for so many people? For one, you have to look at what the story means. Aside from there's no place like home, there's this theme of going somewhere else. Finding yourself after finally getting away from the fatigue of where you came from. Finding friends who don't judge you for who you are. No drama, no pettiness. They accept you and stand by you no matter what. I think most people have that sort of dream, even if they don't relate it to Oz. That dream of just getting away. And sometimes you're not even sure where. Maybe a place you don't even know exists.
Do you suppose there is such a place, Toto? There must be.
But all of this is perfectly represented by Oz and the friends Dorothy makes. A scarecrow, a tin man, and a lion, all with their own problems. And they're strange beings considering the kind of people she's used to. They shouldn't be able to talk and walk around in the way they do, not where she comes from. But she doesn't judge them for being different, and they don't judge her. They stand by each other and remain loyal to each other through thick and thin. Even when they're going up against a witch or a weird lion-tiger hybrid. They're the best kind of people you could ever hope to meet. They protect her through anything, even when they're scared, even when they're faced with their biggest insecurities. And I think there's always a hope that a place like Oz exists, where you meet these kind of people, where you see these beautiful, unique sights. And I feel like it strikes a chord with most people. No matter your issue, no matter the reason. Maybe you have a bad home life. Maybe your family fights a lot. Maybe you're in a marriage with someone that you don't really love. Maybe you're stuck at a job you don't like. Maybe your dreams never came true. Maybe you're jaded and hopeless. You feel like life is never getting anywhere. But there's still always this dream, no matter how faded it becomes. This hope that one day you're going to conquer and escape all of it. And until that day comes, stories like Oz fill that gap in your heart and continue to inspire you even after that. Oz is like that dreamy look in your eyes you get when things get rough, when things get too tough. Oz is the place you would want to go. Why is it more desirable in that sense than many fantasy lands? I think it's because L. Frank Baum had all the right ingredients and mixed them together flawlessly. Oz is a very strange world. It's different, but it never goes too far into the psychedelics like Alice in Wonderland, where you're just too confused and too shaken to even function in the world. It's like our world, but with a dash of oddness sprinkled around everywhere. It's cheery, it's happy, and the creativity that L. Frank Baum displayed set up a beautiful world with tons of lore behind it that just manifested into a place that feels real. But at the same time, it's not pure fluff. It's not just a Disney movie. It has darkness, it has witches who enslave people, magic that is very dangerous. It might feel safer in your own boring world. There's a strange culture in there. But at the same time, it's devoid of our own politics, of your own issues, be it wide scale or personal to you. It's devoid of our issues of healthcare and wars and cultural divides. It has none of that. It is a complete escape. And because of all of that, Oz is the perfect balance, the pinnacle of fantasy worlds in my eyes. That's what makes Oz beautiful. That's what makes Oz special. It is a world darker and brighter than our own. The brighter aspects, like the beautiful and unique scenery and the kind friends you make, result in Oz being the ultimate escape. But the darker aspects, like witches and evil magic and flying monkeys, that all allows you to go on your own adventure while you're at Oz, to face trials and tribulations that end with you being a better person at the end of your journey, learning lessons when you step out of home and go into your own Oz. Scarecrow learned he had a brain, Tin Man learned he had a heart, Lion learned he had courage, and Dorothy learned she had a home.
Oh, joy, rapture! I got a brain!
Oz is appealing because while it allows for the escape of your own personal problems, it also allows you to face them and find resolve in your own self and your own issues, to grow into a stronger, better person. It's the perfect juxtaposition. It's just different enough to be escapism, but not too different to where it feels unfamiliar and intimidating. I think the reason the appeal has lasted so long is because of all the continued lore L. Frank Baum put into that story. Sure, many of the sequels aren't exactly story-driven, but by creating all those books, he made a world that feels fully realized and lived in, with all these little details. A magical place. A place you can't prove doesn't exist, because, according to the author, it's closed off by a magical desert. With its seemingly unlimited imagination, it gives people a creative outlet like no other. I mean, just look at how many versions of Oz there are. It's a completely different thing to so many people. To you, this video might be complete nonsense. It might not fit your version of Oz at all, and that's the beauty of it. It's almost like a giant sandbox of creativity. There's just something about it that gives people hope. And in a world filled with bigoted beliefs, division, greed, and war, we need that. I think we all need our own version of Oz, our own imaginary escape, to guide us through life and make things seem more simple. A place you can't get to by a boat or a train. A place that's far, far away, many miles east of nowhere. Somewhere. Somewhere we might not be able to quite see yet. Somewhere over the rainbow. So this was my first video on this channel, the Video Vault of Oz, which is a play on words, kind of like the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Very clever, I know. I'm no real professional. I have no real qualifications to do this outside of how much I love Oz. I just want to kind of give an idea of what this channel is all about. On here, you'll find podcasts, edits, and video essays all about every version of Oz in a wide array of topics. I have several videos planned, and if you have any ideas, I'd be more than happy to hear them. If you like this video, comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'm hoping to make some other friends that like Oz along the way too, so don't be afraid to message me on here, Instagram, or wherever. There will be links and other information in the description, and I hope you all have a great day.